Alright, so we're going to start here. I just ordered a Geiger counter. It's measuring background radiation. It's got 0.11 microsieverts per hour background, which is reasonable. It's set to a limit of 0.30, which at that point it'll start ticking and warning. So the reason I bought it was because old lenses often had radioactive elements mixed in with them to improve the diffraction of the glass, and they even make it more radioactive with time. And since I'm a big photographer, I found that some of the lenses I liked were old, and I wanted to know how dangerous they were. So we're at 0.11. This is a new lens, Pentax lens, and I'm setting it down here. I've got the glass element in the back, and I'm going to set this right here, and then we can see how much radiation is measured there. It's basically background. This unit takes a while to register, so it registers over time and does some averaging, but what you can see is basically background radiation. So that lens is fine. I can use that lens as much as I want. This is my favorite lens, which has beautiful bokeh, blurring in the lens. It's from 1964. You'll notice that the glass has a certain cast to it because it has impurities in it, and they may be mixed on purpose. So now I'm going to set the radiation counter. Again, there's a delay because it averages over time, but what we're going to see is that, unfortunately for me, this has a much higher than background level of radiation, and radiation declines at distance, so it should be safer, but as we can see, it's all the way up. It's more than 10 times background radiation levels, and the limit probably for safety is going to be around the threshold there of 0.3. In fact, near Fukushima, when there were some spikes, when there was rain in Korea, people started to get nervous when it was lower than that. So if you're sticking this up to your eye, for example, not good for you. So I had a second lens, and this one has almost very small glass elements in it, and it's a macro lens, my favorite macro lens. And this is from the 70s. This is a Super Takromar. And unfortunately, what I found is that it's the same. It has sort of a similar radiation profile. So the real question, it's all a game of statistics, is how much this radiation increases your risk of cancer over time. So yeah, everybody has to make their own decision. I mean, if I don't use these lenses very often and they're not that close to parts of my body I care about, probably not a big deal.